Hello, welcome to the 2021-2022 school year at Kensington Hilltop Elementary. My goal is to walk you through the introductory slides and make sure everyone has the information that they need for the school year. I do want to say that the slides are designed more or less to be seen by families, parents, families, and caregivers. Yet I do provide a welcome video at the very end that you can show your students. If you want to show them any other slides, that's fine. But I would say for the duration of the slide deck, I would say have the adults in the household watch the slide deck, and the welcome at the end is for students for sure. And then if you have some slides you want to show your student, of course, by all means. So I'm your new principal. I'm Megan Burnham. This is a picture of me with my husband and 3 children. 2 of my children attend Kensington Hilltop. They're in 2nd and 6th grade this year. This is our dog, Dolly. We live in El Cerrito, and I'm thrilled to be here. This is my 4th day on the job. Third day on the job. So it's Saturday afternoon. I had wanted to get this video out and slide out sooner. Sorry it didn't happen sooner, but hopefully it gives you what you need to feel confident and ready to start the school year. This is us in the mountains. We love to be outdoors, and this is actually from summer and 2 summers ago. So what is the school schedule? This again is a fully informational set of slides. I'm hoping to answer and cover all the logistics of opening up school this year. The school schedule is here, and Monday, please remember Monday is a minimum day, as is every Wednesday. So kindergarten students come to school from 8:15 to 1:30, and there are no minimum days. Dismissal is always 1:30 for them every day of the week. Grades 1, 2, and 3 are 8:30 to 2:20, and they go until 1:45 on minimum days, remembering every Wednesday is a minimum day. Grades 4, 5, and 6, 8:30 to 2:40. Notice the 20-minute difference between the upper grades and lower grades. And then again, 2:05 on minimum days, and Wednesdays are minimum days. How do you bring your child to school? I am very interested in making sure we're all on the same page about traffic patterns and drop off and pick up from school to keep all of the students safe, particularly now given COVID and wanting to ensure limited contact across groups. So kindergarten, bring your student directly to class line at the start of day. You may enter the kinder yard and bring your student to the line outside of their classroom. You're going to wait outside of the kinder gate at the end of the day for dismissal, meaning you may enter the playground for kindergarten in the morning. You may not enter it in the afternoon. Please wait outside of the playground. In the slide deck that's not a recording, there is a link to additional kindergarten procedures and information, so you can peek at the other slide deck that does not have my voice over to get more information about kinder procedures. For grades 1 through 6, please drop students off at the front of school or the back entrance of school. We'll get into some of those details. Parents do not enter school grounds at this time during drop-off and pickup. And so we're going to go into some of those details, and that has to do with, of course, the new COVID protocols and procedures that we're putting in place to keep everyone safe. On the first 3 days of school, there will be a volunteer, a badged, vaccinated, masked volunteer wearing an orange vest like this, who will be ready to assist students to go to find their classrooms in the front of school and in the back of school. Because again, parents, you are not entering school grounds at drop-off, even on the first day of school, unless you are a kindergarten parent. So there will be orange vested volunteers ready to go to assist your student to get to their proper classroom. Some more driving details. Do not park in any spots on the school grounds. They're for staff, and given the staggered start time, we really need those to be available for teachers when they arrive at school. There are 2 visitor spots, and of course those are okay to park in. Don't drive onto campus from that north side gate off at Highland and Arlmont, and do not drive around cars that are dropping off children. Please practice patience. And let's get more specific here. At the front of school, pull to the front of the drop-off area following the arrows in the traffic pattern. Allow your child to exit the car. There's no parking in the front drop-off area. And please do not leave a car unattended. If every parent just pulled over quickly, I'm just going to run them in, that would create huge problems for our school. So again, do not leave your car unattended at any time. Follow the procedure to pull through the line and drop off your child at the front of the line, and then keep driving. Again, there will be a volunteer for the first 3 days of school helping them get to class. When you're going to school from Arlington, of course, we come uphill on Westminster, turn right on Kenyon, left on Willamette, and left on Highland. That ensures a safe traffic pattern approaching the school. When you're leaving out of school, right on Kenyon, and then right, of course, on Westminster is okay. So at the back of the school, and this is the other Highland entrance, we kind of call it the back at Arlmont and Highland, we ask that you follow these traffic patterns if you're going to be dropping students off there. You're going to come east on Highland, continue until you reach the corner of Highland and Arlmont, and stop your vehicle. This is the drop-off area. Do not park on Highland. And then students need to cross at the crosswalk on the right side of the street with the crossing guard. And then after dropping off your child, you can continue down Arlmont to Arlington, but please don't come up Arlmont from Arlington. It's a very skinny street, and we want to keep the flow of traffic going Highland to Arlmont, so downhill. And then follow the posted traffic control signs. And again, there's a crossing guard there to support. Additional back of school guidelines, because we do see a number of challenges that sometimes arise at the back entrance to school. Please follow that traffic pattern. All drop-offs must occur at the crosswalk to ensure student safety. Do not drop students directly at the back gate. Don't pull in that little bit, drop your student, then try to back out. That is very dangerous for students. And then the entrance to the school property is for pedestrians really only. Please don't park in the back of the school. Those are staff parking spots. And we do need more crossing guard help. Take a screenshot here, or you can peek at the other slide deck. Stephen Chin is our awesome parent in charge of coordinating crossing guards. And thank you to all the parents who volunteer in this capacity. How do you stay informed at Kensington? We have the district calendar, and the district website has a lot of information. There's a PTA newsletter comes out periodically. We also have the Thursday packet letter from me that's electronic. If you don't currently have that, you can go to get that every Thursday, or if you're new, go to the website or ask Pam or Barbara in the front office to subscribe to that weekly packet of information. There's always something important to know. Also, there can often be an email sent out through the e-tree through PTA, and that also can contain important information. Of course, make sure you're connected with the teacher and the emails they're sending out, any phone calls, and the class community, and the school community in general. Sometimes there's peach jar announcements. It has a little peach jar emblem. Build relationships with the teacher and the front office staff and those of us that work here. Make sure you're kind of getting word directly from people if that's the way it's best for you, but also make sure to get those Thursday packets. I can't stress that enough. So let's start talking about how we're keeping students safe. Thank you for listening to the procedures there. Of course, this is an unprecedented time. Bringing our students back to school in this pandemic is a very important moment for us all to really understand how careful we need to be in all ways. And so what I have done is listed some general COVID details that seemed kind of more basic, and a lot of what was covered in the Zoom meeting for families Thursday night. And then I've also added an additional set of slides that are more detailed from the district, including just a lot of like contact tracing and some of the other things that there were some questions about. And so there's more information there if you want it. But again, it's at the very end of this presentation, and it's kind of there if you need it. So when we're returning to school, we need all families to conduct that daily home health screening. That means you're taking temperature at home, you're making sure the student is not ill before you bring them to school. So we will not be taking temperatures at school. This is for you to conduct at home, and the daily home health screening guidelines are in the later slides. The cough, sneeze, touch etiquette, of course, we're coughing and sneezing into the mask and not sneezing into our hands. There will be water bottle filling stations, but no drinking fountains. Contact tracing and communication, again, listed in detail in the later slides. Testing is explained later as well, but we will not be testing every student every week. We'll be testing symptomatic students and by request. Also, If any student is ill or showing any symptoms of being ill, we will immediately isolate that student in a room here. Actually, room 16 is our room for that, and let you know to come get them immediately. And then based on the contact tracing and the specificity of who was in contact with the student, we'll inform the other students and adults, and that's when a quarantine period would be put into place. With all of that said, when spring session was here, there was not one positive case. But again, we have to be ready for anything coming back to school this fall. Let's see. So again, parents may not enter campus for either drop off or pickup. Volunteers, all of whom are vaccinated, have a mask and a district badge and have an appointment with the office or a teacher to be on campus. Volunteers must sign in and complete the Facilitron scan, which then allows us to know you've been on campus and at what time and when you're leaving campus. So that's for volunteers. Visitors must sign in the front office, and my understanding is visitors actually do not complete the Facilitron scan upon entering and exiting, so apologize that that's here. But there is a process by which adults, teachers, staff members are scanning upon arrival and leaving, and that again is a mechanism to maintain real specific details for contact tracing purposes. All right, mask wearing. It's indoors and outdoors. We're mandating mask wearing. Students are keeping their own individual space and supplies. We're keeping that social distancing is so important. Sorry. Oh goodness, what happened here? No. Oh goodness. Sorry about this. Didn't need that report right then, did I? Let's see. Regular hand washing and sanitizing, of course, open windows and doors. We're so lucky at Kensington. We have great flow of air, frequent cleaning, and then, of course, the office and classroom visiting only by appointment. Let's see, outdoors as well, we're mandating mask wearing. That's also now a district policy. Hand sanitizing in and out of the buildings, eating outdoors for snack and lunch. Play structures have limited numbers of students to create smaller cohorts of students in those spaces where it's a high touch area. And then we have the drop off and pickup protocols as mentioned. The district is mandating a restorative restart. Well, not mandating, it's something we want to do anyway. Sounds like there's a skateboarder outside my office. The social emotional focus. So this is really helping students reacclimatize to the school setting and routines, relationship building, social skill building, basic social emotional work will be done with students to ensure that we can all be at school together and get oriented to what that feels like, and making sure students feel safe physically and also emotionally, socially, in all ways. So again, we have informal processes by which we monitor students. So we have students doing their own self-reflections and goal settings. We conference with students. Of course, we're constantly collecting data of all types. Formal and informal assessments are always in place at Kensington and at schools. Okay, what does your student need to bring? So 2 to 3 masks need to be in the backpack, just so that they have a couple options if one were to get soggy or need to be replaced for any reason. A water bottle full, a hat if needed, layered clothing, of course. We know that's what we need around here with the cold and hot, especially the breeziness up on the hill. Closed-toed athletic shoes, their tablet. Tablets, I think that yes, if they have one, they need to bring in. I believe a number of students will be getting tablets swapped out, but we'll follow up on that. And each teacher always sends home a class list of supplies. You need to bring food for your student or send food for your student. So a snack for the morning and a lunch. If they are asking to buy lunch, it's free for students that would like lunch. Orders for that day are taken in the morning class. So that's submitted by 9 o'clock by the teachers so that we know how many lunches to order for that day. So again, we'll need to know in the morning how many students do want lunch. And it's new this year that students are not being asked to pay for lunches, but it is not an organic, fancy, conscious kitchen meal. We double check that with the kitchen downtown, and it's they're trying to work towards that. So just to keep that in mind. I'll be planning to pack a snack and lunch for my own kids. Beginning of the year documents, please always do these multi-purpose income forms, the annual forms. The emergency card comes home the first day of school in the packet that will be sent home. And we need you to fill that out in great detail. If there were to be any need to connect with you or an emergency contact, we need all that information. There will be an additional letter from me coming home in that packet the first day of school with a little bit more information, as well as there'll be registration around COVID testing for you. And so you can look for that in your student's backpack. So if your child is ill, please keep them home. And if they're ill at school or showing any symptoms at all, they will be sent to the isolation room and will contact you. And then please be ready to have, if you cannot come, have somebody come and get them as soon as possible, really right away. Thank you for doing your forms. Thank you for communicating directly with teachers. That really helps to build that relationship, but also maintain protocols where teachers feel that trust, where you can connect with them with concerns. And then, of course, I'm always here if you need additional support. And let's just all stay flexible and patient with one another as we're navigating these unprecedented times. We do need support at lunch and recess. So if you're badged or ready to get a badge and vaccinated and ready to wear a mask on campus, love to have your support as a recess or lunch monitor. We do need a lot of support in that area, in those areas. Also, we have a few teachers still looking for room parents, and I think about 5 or 6 teachers looking for room parents. So speak with your student's classroom teacher, or Carrie Silvestri, I believe, is in charge of the room parents, and she is our one of our KEF folks, if not the KEF president, I believe. I'm sorry, I'm still learning exactly who everybody is, so I don't want to misspeak as to who's who. Classroom volunteers, again, if you are badged, have been vaccinated, fully vaccinated, and you're wearing a mask, and you are here for a purpose with an appointment with a teacher or a staff member, you are okay to come on campus. So in that capacity, you could be a classroom volunteer or a library volunteer, or again, a room parent. Though room parents don't necessarily have to come on campus, they often do most things through email. And then recess or lunch monitor. Okay. Please try to, if you're going to gather in groups, please try to do so outside of the school grounds. Again, parents aren't really allowed on campus, but even if there were a small group of volunteers or in any way, really ask that you do that off school grounds. Great. And then this is actually, yes. Okay. And then make sure any rumors or ideas about who might have come down with a symptom or who might be sick, let's try to keep those kinds of conversations away from the ears of our young people, just out of respect. And that also helps the teachers a lot, helps the students a lot too. So we do have a link to the handbook. And again, this is available in the other slide deck that I'm not speaking over. So you are welcome to look at that. I haven't had a chance to look through that and do much revision, but I will over the coming weeks. We do have a PTA, of course, here at Kensington, and it's a very wonderful group of parents who are super committed to helping. Here's the list of adults, and their mission is, of course, to support the school and all the students. Dad's Club is this awesome group of dads who do amazing things to support our school, and Matt Russell's the president this year, and he, again, often there'll be communication through the Thursday packet, similar to PTA, Dad's Club, events, and different things that are going on will be mentioned in those Thursday packets. So all the more reason to be receiving those. KEF is our Kensington Education Foundation, funding our enrichment classes, an extraordinary opportunity that is provided students here at Kensington. There will be a fall pledge, and there are often these events where we are raising money in KEF for those enrichment classes. And these are the classes that are funded. So art and science, math intervention, read naturally, music, PE library, sciences, math enrichment, and some testing supports as well, health education in the 5th grade, and then running club, and so much more. And this is a breakdown of how the money that KEF operates with is how they get it. So Fall Pledge is the majority of the funding for KEF. The Garden Party is a small part. Community Drive and then Spring Fundraiser is a smaller amount. So it's kind of an interesting pie chart just to get a sense of how KEF is funded. So that Fall Pledge is important. If you can support KEF, please do so. So donate, attend events, and volunteer. Yay, thank you KEF and Dad's Club and PTA for everything you do. And here is the video welcome that I have ready to go for you to show your students. And I'll go ahead and play it now and try not to cringe at watching myself on a video. But here we go.
Hi, I'm the new principal at Kensington, and I wanted to say hello and say that I cannot wait to meet you on Monday morning on the first day of school. My name is Miss Burnham, or you can call me Miss B, and your teachers are working on setting up their classrooms and getting it ready just for you and all your classmates and everybody at Kensington. Also, when you come to school, remember we do have to wear our masks inside the school and outside of the school. I just wanted to show you that when I see you on Monday, I'll be wearing my mask. So I'll look like this. And see how I wear my mask over my nose and over my whole mouth? That's the way we need to wear masks at Kensington. Okay? Sometimes we might wear masks that look like this. And those ones are good too. Okay. So I can't wait to see you on Monday. Look forward to meeting you. And you can wear any mask you want, but make sure you wear your mask. And thanks to my daughter for filming the video.
All right, so I had a little help from my second grader, and she wanted to make sure everyone knew they could wear any masks. So please feel free, and please do show that to your student. And if there's anything else prior that you would like to show them, please do so. But that is the important welcome I'd love for every student to see, not just so they know who I am and feel comfortable with the new principal, but also so they know about our mask wearing etiquette. All right. As I mentioned, there's an additional set of slides that are very much just more COVID-related details, procedures, and policies for the district. And so feel free to go through those. I'll just kind of skim through them quickly. And then also there's a link here to the question and answer that was generated out of the Zoom family meeting on Thursday evening, where we talked about different COVID related things as well as just school procedures. So you can link that, you can access that as well. So basic COVID protocols, masks, physical distancing, testing, and other measures, as we've talked about. And then here's a breakdown of if students refuse to wear masks, kind of what we're doing with physical distancing and social distancing. 3 feet as often as possible. I've walked the classrooms and seen the setups, and we see 3 feet of distance in all the different seating arrangements that are present. Additionally, if students are on carpets, we only have half the class on the carpet, the other half will be in chairs. So those kinds of measures are in place. Happy to talk through any more of that folks may wonder about. Eating is outside, of course, and frequently touched surfaces will be washed, rinsed, and sanitized. Now, when the rainy season does start, as far as eating outdoors, we'll have to revisit and see exactly what that would look like. The mandate from the district is if students are eating in an indoor setting, they need to all be facing the same direction. So I would imagine we'll set up some kind of a rotation in our MPR cafeteria where very spaced out, all facing the same direction in a rotation, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, we're outside happily. And this is around contact tracing and Newsom's guidelines that all employees need to be vaccinated. If not, they're tested weekly. And then there were a number of questions around like quarantine and exposure at our meeting on Thursday. So I just wanted to put in some more information, and this kind of delineates the need to isolate and quarantine. And we need to take this seriously. If this is what needs to happen, this is what needs to happen. And we will make sure that if students are quarantined at home, that we will find a way to continue the learning. And that, I would imagine, is going to look like a case by case, class by class kind of situation, where we'll see some kind of distance learning format with Google Classroom and some kind of virtual interaction with the teacher if possible. So learning continues even during that quarantine time is the expectation. Contact tracing. Again, here's a nice list just to remind you of any of the signs or symptoms to be looking for. Any kind of fever, cough, difficulty breathing, fatigue, body aches, headache, nausea, sore throat, diarrhea, nasal congestion, chills, or sudden loss of smell or taste are all cause for concern, and child should stay home. And again, with any positive COVID test, we need to be alerted immediately so that we can ensure that all the potential contact tracing and isolation and quarantine that needs to take place can take place. I do need to say, I don't know if I've said this yet, but if there is a positive case at the site, we will be immediately reporting that to the district COVID task force, and they help us with the process of contact tracing, and we work together to notify anyone who's been potentially exposed with that positive case. And then from there, yeah, I guess that's really the main point there. And then this is good for everyone to understand that an outbreak is defined as 3 cases connected to the same event. So sites may temporarily close for 1 to 2 days for cleaning, depending on a positive scenario, right? Shutdowns would be for 10 to 14 days in collaboration with the county. And the superintendent has full authority to shut down schools based on outbreak severity. If the school is experiencing an outbreak, COVID response team, that's what it's called at the district, the COVID response team, will immediately notify public health officials and collaborate with testing and contact tracing as necessary. Okay, so again, all this information's here for you to see. So please make sure that you're doing those daily home health screenings. All parents monitor their child's health, right? So we're asking you prior to bringing your child to school every day to make sure that you're asking these questions. You are checking their temperature, and you're trying to think, in the past 10 days, have they or anyone in the household had close contact with someone who's suspected to have COVID-19? And then are they currently experiencing any of the following symptoms that we just went over? Fever, headache, cough, sore throat, runny nose, shortness of breath, chills, muscle aches, new loss of taste and smell, nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. We're bringing in fresh air rather than recycling the air, but again, we'll have windows and doors open, so we'll have a lot of cross ventilation. We will not be having assemblies all together. When needed, I'll visit class to class to go over different things I need to touch upon with the students. Again, we already talked about volunteers must be badged, vaccinated, and masked. Parent meetings, please conduct them over Zoom whenever possible. If you must meet, it definitely needs to be off campus. IEP process could be held virtually if that's better. And hand sanitizer available. Teachers have spray and wipes. And then we have extra masks in the front. And that's it. Yes. Wow. Okay. So hopefully that provided a lot of information to help you feel ready for the first day of school. And let's go back to our little video. I hope you have a chance to show this to your student, and again, go over any other logistics or details that you think would be helpful for them. And thank you so much for watching, and look forward to working with all of you this year for a wonderful school year. Thank you.